In this series of videos, we're exploring why nature is the ideal guide for your business. And we're using our Think Like a Forest unique 12 strands of ecosystem-inspired success framework. Now, the first strand that I want to explore is the observant strand. And you'll see the observant strand showing up through every single type of ecosystem, from forests to seashores to marine ecosystems to grasslands, you name it. All organisms are constantly sensing their surroundings, and that helps them to decide how to act. So basically what we can see is observation equals choice. So the more information that you have about your team, about your business and your organisation, the more you have to know how to base your choices. I'm also going to introduce you to our 6 systems dimensions framework. So you can see that when you make change with your organisation, you need to be making change right from yourself, so inside of you, to your team, your organisation, any land or workplace, your wider ecosystem and the biosphere. So you take this really holistic view of your organisation. With a regenerative business approach, we take every single organisation as unique, and we start from that position. So therefore, there can be no tick box solutions. But what I'm going to do with you now is share 6 activities that you can undertake to get to know your organisation better in all 6 of those systems dimensions. Number 1. Keep a journal of your activities and think about your mood, how you're feeling. So not just what you're doing, think about how you are, what you're being, and that is a really key aspect of regenerative. Number 2, for your team, look at your systems and change the information access permissions so that your team have the right information to do their job. Stop keeping it to yourself. Stop hiding it behind passwords and systems. Just get that information out there and empower your team to do a better job. Number 3, within your organisation, do some really in-depth market research to get to know your customers really well. And forget about asking them questions about your products. Get to know them as whole people, whole beings. You know, what are their values? What do they love? How do they show up in the world? And use that as a basis for a really holistic picture of your customers. 4, in your workplace, ask your people, your team, what is it about their workplace that makes it easier to do their job? What makes them more effective? And what makes it harder? So that might be your office, or if they work from home, and find out, gather that information to see how effective your team members are at doing the job and what part their workplace plays in that. Number 5, identify potential collaborators in your wider ecosystem and stop seeing them as competitors and start seeing them as potential partners, so that when you grow your regenerative business, you've got people alongside you to amplify your effectiveness. And finally, number 6, the biosphere. So do an audit of the impact of your organisation on the ecosystem, on biodiversity and on carbon. And this will give you a huge amount of information to make really solid choices about your regenerative approach. And finally, remember, being regenerative is not about a tick box approach. You can do lots and lots of things, but you have to engage in the inner work of transforming yourself from thinking about your business and organisation in terms of efficiency and this machine mindset, reductionist, old-fashioned way of thinking, which is really expired, and shift that into a nature-inspired approach. And I can absolutely promise you, when you do that alongside other people who are embarking on the same kind of journey, then it's hugely, hugely rewarding.